Today's edition of Make Up My World is brought to you from Halloween Town. Sally is my favorite character from A Nightmare Before Christmas, and I wanted to show you how easily you can create this look. I hope you enjoy it. To start off this look, I'm going to prime my entire face, and then with a regular makeup wedge, I'm going to go ahead and go in with Fantasy Maker's Painter's Palette in Day of the Dead. The white color is primarily what I'm going to start off with. I want to put this all over my face, down my neck, and onto my chest because that's where I'm going to be applying the greener shade later on. I just want to have a really solid base so that the color I put on top is actually more true. So next I went in with the sponge to try to apply the teal green color, and it just came out really splotchy. So I changed up and moved to a brush. And when I applied it with the brush, it seemed to really pack on the color a lot more evenly, a lot more product with a lot less effort, and it seemed like the color was much more true. If you can see on one part of my cheek, it actually lifted the makeup when I used the sponge, and when I applied the green with the makeup brush, it just started to really even out and look a lot more like Sally's skin color. So I just went ahead and worked this all over my entire face, down my neck, and onto my chest. To set the face paint, I'm using my Ben Nye Banana powder and the same fluffy brush that I applied the green teal color with. And I'm just taking the powder all over the face to make sure that none of the paint budges when I start to put on the rest of my makeup. This is actually really key because the yellow color of the powder mixes in well with the paint and gives you that really true teal green Sally color. Next, I'm going to go ahead and brush through my brows. I just want to make sure that the paint I applied to my face didn't stick them down. And I'm going to apply my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow dip in the color Granite to my eyebrows. I always start at the very bottom of my brow just to make sure I get the right shape. And in this case, I want a very thin, curved eyebrow. She doesn't really have brows in the movie. You can really just see her lashes. So for my face, just to make sure I balance out, I wanted to make sure I had nice, thin, defined brows to play off the eye makeup that I'm going to do next. I wanted to keep the eye look simple, so I'm using a single color from Urban Decay in the name of Hate. And I'm using it in a way to just really define my crease. I wanted to wing out the outer corner to make my eyes appear a bit wider, and I'm using a fluffy angled brush from Real Techniques to apply it. It is a fluffier brush, so you're going to have to dip into the color a few times and apply it and just keep working it until you get the shape that you want. I wanted it to be more of a wash of color rather than a very deep saturated winged eye look, so it's got a rounded edge to it, and I just keep using circular motions to keep bringing it in closer and closer to my inner tear duct. Next, using the same shadow brush and the same shadow, I'm going to take the edge of the brush and dip it into the shadow and just run it right underneath my lower lid. This is just to bring that color down, give a little bit more shadow under my lid, and really make the eye look just more cohesive and have a little bit more dimension to it. To complement the shape of the eyeshadow that we just applied, I'm using my Kat Von D tattoo liner in the color Trooper to line my upper lid. I'm really just applying a small thin line to the inner corner, and I'm having it a little thicker as I go out. And of course, I'm going to use the edge of my eye to create a bit of a flick to mimic the eyeshadow shape that we created. And just like we did with the eyeshadow, I'm bringing my eyeliner down to my lower lash line. I do this to add a bit more dimension and to make the eyelashes appear a bit fuller on the lower lash line. To complete the eyeliner look, I am applying my Marc Jacobs Blacker eyeliner to my upper and lower waterline. And to finish off the eyes, we're going to add a bit of mascara. This time we're using the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I love the shape of this brush. It really gets into every lash. To mimic Sally's super long lashes, we're using Fright Night Double Black Wing Lashes to complete the look. They're very long, very curly, and look just like Sally's. Now let's get started on the stitches that hold Sally together. I'm going to start off with a straight line right down my forehead, and if you mess up, it's fine. Just go ahead and color it in. Stitches aren't perfect and they're meant to look messy. Then using the side of my liquid liner pen, I'm just adding stitches to the right and left, kind of off center. Then right underneath the eye, I'm adding yet another line of stitches, and make sure they're not perfect. They're not going to be completely straight, and they're not going to be the same width or thickness. Have fun with this part. Add as many or as few stitches as you'd like. It's really up to you how far you'd like to take this. Now for the signature stitches at the sides of Sally's mouth. Just simply draw a line from either end of your mouth, kind of like you're making a big smile. Do it very thin at first so you can get the foundation of the line that you want, and then go back and thicken it up. You really don't have to be precise like where you start this or where you end this. Just make sure that it's the right shape that you want. And then I referred to a picture of Sally just to make sure that I can have the similar stitches that she had. So I put an X on one side, kind of like an N shape on the other side. And then at the end, I just threw in some individual stitches to make sure that there was some all the way to the end of my stitch line. The next part is optional. I decided to add additional stitches down my neck and onto my chest, very similar to how Sally looks. If you don't want to do this, it's completely up to you. To recreate Sally's beautiful red lips, I'm choosing to use my Kat Von D liquid lipstick in the color Vampira. This lipstick is amazing. It goes on a super ruby red and it stays forever. It has a gloss-like applicator, which makes it really easy to apply. For this step, just follow the natural shape of your lips. To finish off this look completely, we're going to go back and contour with that same eyeshadow that we put on our lids. It's Urban Decay Hate, and I used the same fluffy brush that I used to apply the teal face paint. I figure it's just one brush that we can go ahead and get messy and clean later on, but it's nice and fluffy so it picks up the shadow really well, and it can apply to the hollows of my cheeks, at the jawline, and also up at the temple and down the sides of my nose, just to give my face a bit more shape. Just dab the brush into the shadow and apply it to your face as you would a typical bronzer. It gives you a great shadow effect. And that's the look completed. All I'm missing now is my costume. Let's get that on. I hope you guys have enjoyed my recreation. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And no matter where Halloween takes you, don't ever be afraid to be your perfectly imperfect you. Bye for now. Thank you for watching. Click on the video above to get another glimpse into my world. Don't forget to visit my website, makeupmyworld.com, for more details on me and the products used today. Also be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. My details are below. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.